So let's finish this page with the last paragraph before the 3 questions at the end. So ownership and purpose always presses in on me. If I'm going to believe the doctrine of creation, first of all, it means I don't own me. God does. Everything I am belongs to the Lord. I am to steward the various aspects of my body and personhood, recognizing that it all belongs to Him and exists for His purpose. For from Him and through Him and to Him are all things. To Him be the glory forever. Amen. And that's from Romans 11:36. So depending on where you are in your faith, however long you've been a Christian or however weak or strong you feel as a Christian, you're going to receive these words differently. Some of you are like right on board. You're like, yes, that expresses the deep beliefs of my heart. I have no problem with the idea that I don't own me. God does. Everything I am belongs to God, and I'm just here to steward who I am. Steward meaning use wisely who I am. But some of you may not be so sure that you don't own you, and you're not sure what you think about the idea that God owns you. Some of us, especially in America, who have a very individualistic and freedom mentality of being completely autonomous over our whole lives. And we love the idea that we are independent and democratic and we have a voice in everything and we get an opinion about everything. These words may truly offend us. At least they challenge us. And that's good, okay? Look, I designed this course, okay? If I were to pick something that I designed, something that I own and made with a purpose, it would be this course. I created this course. I own this course, meaning I can change anything I want about it, for the purpose of putting these questions before you, giving you an opportunity and a space to think through these important ideas before you leave home, before you get pelted by the university and the world and all the core values of our culture, because not all of them, but a lot of them collide with Christian core values and what God says life is about, okay, which is His glory. Let's move on to this question. Do you believe you were created by God? It's a yes or no question. Do you believe that you were created by God? Okay, just answer that. What have you created with intent, purpose, and ownership? So that's what I asked you at the very start of this section. What did you create? Was it a piece of art, a meal, a handmade card or gift, a school or personal project? What is something you made with love? What's something you've made with love? My mom loves to dry and press flowers and plants, and she makes these beautiful pieces of art that she frames and that she gives away. I know that every piece of art that comes out of her house is made with love. It's an expression of her and the care that she took in growing those flowers, drying those flowers, and literally using a tweezer to carefully place where every bud, every petal, every leaf goes in this masterpiece. Every one she makes is different. And what was your purpose for creating it? Okay, so my purpose in creating this course is to help you understand that you were created a certain way for a certain purpose in how you are going to glorify God and love people. Okay, the 2 greatest commandments are to love God and love people. So no matter what you decide to do with your life, know that your ultimate goal is to love God and love your neighbor. Okay, we're getting there to that level of detail a little bit later. But my mom creates her pieces of dried flower art for the purpose of highlighting the beauty of nature and preserving pieces of nature and beautifying homes with those pieces of art. So what was the purpose for you creating whatever you created? Maybe it was a meal you cooked and your purpose was to nourish your family and bless them with good tasting food. And maybe you make handmade cards. Your purpose for creating those are to celebrate birthdays, give a special thank you to somebody, whatever the purpose of those cards might be. And rather than buying one in the store that are mass produced, you make everyone differently and personalize them, and that makes them special. Okay, so think about your purpose for whatever you made, and it might be real simple. It was fun. It makes me feel alive when I create art. And you know what? We do come alive when we create, because we are created in the image of God, who is the creator and the ultimate artist. So we all are artists to some degree. And that's why when we make things and create things and build things, we feel so connected to God and to our original design, because God is creator. Okay, last question on this page. Have you ever considered that you were made with intent, purpose, and ownership by a maker, a creator? What thoughts come to mind when you consider your relationship to your creator? Okay, so again, I don't know exactly where you are in your personal relationship with God, your creator, but what do you think? Now that you've read a little bit of Paul Tripp's thoughts and we've presented those ideas that you were designed a certain way, you were made with a purpose, you were not an accident, there was intent behind God's design of you. What do you think of that? I think that's amazing. I think that is awesome, because guess what? Even the things we don't necessarily like about ourselves, our weaknesses, those were handpicked by God just as much as our strengths were handpicked by God. Okay? So, and the next time you question why you suck at this, or you're weak at that, or you can't do that, maybe it's because you're not going to need to do those things for the purpose that God has for your life, for your mission. Okay? All right, so take a moment and fill out this question and then come back.